Got another bad storm rolling in from the north, oddly. Yeah, it's rolling straight from the north. How weird. Anyway, over here. Here's the idea. I don't know if I have time to do it on camera, but I'm doing it. So what I have, this is the slope I'm going to keep. Now I've just set some scrap pieces up here for appearance, for measurements and ideas. It gives me a gentle slope to roll a big log up onto the mill. Obviously it's not going to sit up that high, although if I come an inch above, it's just going to drop onto the mill, which might not be such a bad idea. I have to consider I have to be higher. Yeah, I've got to be higher than these hooks on here. So I'm going to have to come up a little higher than the top of the mill, and then let the log drop on in place. So yeah, happy I noticed that. So those are 2 inches. They're 2 inches above the height of the rail. So I definitely have to make sure that my entire frame is 2 inches above the rail. That's got to be. Anyway, I want to do some thinking here a couple minutes. I think I'm going to go 80 inches from start to finish. 80 inches, an 80-inch piece comes out to here and gives me a nice gentle slope. And then they're going to be braced up on their own frame with middle supports dead center, so that I can so these don't sag and break in the middle, although I doubt they will. But that way I can get by with 2 2x6s, and up here in the middle where I work more, I'm going to put a second 2x6 closer to the first, so I'm going to have 3 2x6s. That way, over here when I roll smaller logs, I'll be able to walk up between the two and roll the log up onto the mill here. So I'll have one probably about here, and one probably, yeah, I'll come over a little, I think. I'll have one in the middle here like this. And I'll have, I think, 3. Space them out evenly, why not? I can straddle the one as I'm rolling up a big log. I think that'll work out. So I think I've got my spacing, my positioning, and I want to start cutting. I'm going to start stripping out nails and cutting at 80 inches, and then build myself a frame. And I'm probably going to also secure it to here, so I'm probably going to have to make a true 2x4 or find a chunk to bolt that in, because these are these 4x4 supports. There's 2 inches here, and then I can bolt that in flush to the frame of the mill. Stronger is better. Alright, I'm going to get to it. So I've got it marked to 80. This saw is having a struggle cutting this wood. I have to go basically 2 passes. So there's one. Now I'm going to have to cut an angle. Come over so you can see what I'm doing here. Actually, I think I'm going to use the rail itself. I think that's just about perfect. Bring it over to the clamp and see. I think I'm liking that. I think I'm liking it. I have to make sure, though, whatever I do, I might not be able to do it that high. I have to make sure I can still run the mill. I might not be able to do that. The shroud is in the way. That won't work. I've got to be below that, so that's going to be a challenge with those hooks. I have to figure out how to overcome the challenge getting the log up those hooks. Well, I guess I'll build the ramp below the level so I can clear it with the mill itself, and then roll the log up and see what happens. I put a cross brace on for now. The one piece I was looking at was too short to be used anyway, and now it gives me a brace. I'll put another chunk from here to the ground. I'll probably do it all the way across anyway. Support that all the way to the ground. But this is almost flush with here. And then I'll probably put a chunk of wood in here as a filler to help the log roll over. But I've got to figure out how I'm going to get over the hooks. These are not easily removable hooks. So I'm not sure until I start working with it how that's going to go. Not yet. And then I've got to cut an angle on the bottom of this. Since my saw isn't so hot right now and we don't have any solar to run the big saws, I didn't cut an angle on the front like I was hoping to. I might notch the bottom like a bird's mouth, like a rafter. Might not. But I want the weight of the log to be transferred to the ground. This is not a beauty pageant here. This is getting a ramp to roll logs up. Now, here I'm going to have to cut an angle to make that end a little bit more flush. That, or I'm going to have to put something up there. I've got to give that some thought. Again, my saw is giving me trouble. It's cold. The batteries are cold. And the wood is too thick for this old saw. So I got to figure that out. So I need to cut another piece anyway for now, at the very least. It rained, snowed again. Combination thing. What I've done so far, I took a piece of rough cut 2x6 and I cut a notch out of it. Didn't really work very well, but I tried to notch it so it's even with the others. And then I've put a spacer in here. I'm about to cut a spacer between these two here so that they can go in. And then I'll secure them so they don't flop side to side. That's important. I'm probably going to run another board all the way across underneath for strength. I can't put anything on the top or in the way here, and I've got to have room to work and get the log up to the mill without hindering myself here. So I think this is okay because I'm going to be using a cant hook and I'm going to be back a ways. So I should have room to get that on the mill without coming back any further with this cross bracing. I'm going to put another at the base, and then again probably another. Well, I can't go into metal, I have to walk through here. So I'll put one at the bottom and one across underneath over here. I want to stop this from collapsing side to side on me. And when I put some more bracing down, I'm going to go straight down from here down to the ground this way on the outer edges, and also one in the middle and on that outer end. As much as I can do, you know, to stop this from flipping flopping. I'll probably secure one in right here. So I'm about to cut this piece. I also have a lot of nails in this used lumber, which is awkward to deal with. See if I can break that. Now that should give me a wide enough brace to get any logs I'm going to need up on here. The most O-ring I'll have is there. That should be okay. I think it's going to be alright. I better grab 2 more screws. Okay, a ramp is forming. Obviously this stump has to go, but I've got a ramp forming. It's taking shape. Alright, I'm only putting a single screw across on any of these points because nails are going to be the key for strength. The screws are holding it together. I've got to follow up with nails for shear strength all the way across this entire ramp. So that's why I'm only putting in 1 screw per joint. They're just to hold it. Alright, I've got to look for some more scrap wood to piece in here and here. I mean that size to piece in down here. So I'll be back in a couple minutes. Well, there's that for now. It's getting late, dark, and cold. But I think I've got somewhat of a ramp here now. I still need to put some bracing down to the ground, so I think I might still do that yet tonight. Some support down. I've got a chunk of old semi-rotted 2x6, but it'll do the job. What I want to do is put that, I might have to just cut that piece. I didn't realize how big it was. Actually, he might work right here then. Straight down to the ground. Put that in here. If I have this cross brace, this one's secured to this one, and this one's secured to this one, and nailed, and then this is secured to the frame, and this will have bracing to the ground, it should come through alright. I think I'm going to screw that in place. I'll get some screws and then I'll nail it. I'm going to go ahead and just put bracing across wherever, using scraps that are left over. Like here's a piece. I do need to have center support, so I'll probably come along here, find a good firm ground support, draw a mark, cut it along the line, snip a little bit shorter than that, so it's, well, no, it won't matter. Cut it flush, who cares? Bolt that on or screw that, nail that on. Same here, same here. See what else I can get done yet before it's too dark. Here's another scrap piece that was part of a rafter. I'll probably use it over here. It's almost, oh, look at that, I could almost do it like this. How funny is that? That works, eh? Just doesn't matter as long as you get it in there. I think I'm going to do that. Doesn't get stronger than that. I'll put a screw in that. Done. Cut the top off with a sawzall. Cut this flush. And I'll need a cross brace, or I'll need a center support in the middle here. And then I've just got to shore that up. It's not going to be beautiful, but I'm not looking for I'm not working on a beauty pageant. Like I said, I'm trying to make this work. I want this strong. I'm using scrap lumber, waste and scrap. Well, I'm going to make these cuts and get this stuff on there. It's still not dark yet. Hey guys, it's getting really dark, but I've got my 3 center supports. I've got the support up here tied into here and here. I still need to get one there and one over here, especially out here. This board, I'm using scrap. This wasn't long enough to come across to this 4x4, so I'm just going to put a leg down, tie it in, maybe even behind. I'll put a real 2x4 behind it, tie it in there, come straight down, tie that in, same as I did here anyway. I think it'll be fine. These two are going to be the most used. Most of the logs I foresee using are going to be a little shorter, so it'll be these two. But big logs, I'll be able to run like that. This is over 5 foot, it's like 5.5 foot wide, I think. I'll have to check it, but it's over 5 feet wide. Not a lot of overhang on the mill on either side. Obviously I can't go beyond the chainsaw, the cutting head itself, so I think that'll work. I'm going to look around for some more scrap and finish tying in these 2 points, and that'll be it for the night. Alright guys, I don't know if you can see me. I can't see much. It's dark. Well, I'm sitting on it. It holds me. I've walked on it. I was going to show me walking on it, doing a balancing act, but that'll have to wait for another day, because I don't know if you can see me now or not. Well, it's up, it's secure. I think it functions. I think it would work now, but it's too dark for anything anymore. So we'll call it a night. But I'm sitting on it. It holds me up fully. Alright guys, this is Troy from the Do-It-Yourself World and the Off-Grid Project. Another do-it-yourself project, also part of becoming self-sufficient. Working on the lumber mill, making our own lumber instead of going to the store. Save us a lot of money. All this was made with scrap that I had on hand and got for free. That's it. Alright guys, talk to you later. Please like, subscribe, and share. Follow our daily videos as we strive to become fully self-sufficient and off the grid on a budget. Good night.